Hi, Scott from Realistic Outdoors bringing you another tip. Today we're going to talk about choosing color for your lures. Why is it important and what color should you choose and why? I don't want to get too technical into all the other aspects of why color is important, like light penetrating the water at certain depths makes color change to different colors because it's not reflecting as much light, and actually how much ambient light is available. Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Is it sunny? We're just going to talk about the basics today. When I'm checking for the clarity of the water, what I like to do is take a white jig and I'll drop it down. If I can still see it at 10 feet, I classify that as a clear water. If I start losing it between 5 and 7 feet, I'm going to call that a murky water. If I lose between 2 and 4 feet, I'm going to call it dirty water. What I like to use for clear water, it's going to seem strange to you, but you don't want to be too obvious sometimes. So sometimes I use these transparent lures. This is an Apex here and it has a transparency, as you can see, and sometimes that works really well. Sometimes in clear water I like to choose a darker lure. Sometimes being more obvious in a darker shape might catch their attention a little easier from a further distance. So sometimes using black in a clear water will bring them in a lot further. You don't need a lot of flash, so matching the hatch is kind of still the important issue here. As the water starts to get a little bit darker, I like to use something with a little color, but still has a little bit of shine. And the further I go down, as we get down into murky water, I like to use a little bit bigger, a little bit more shiny lure. Sometimes you need to call them in. It's basically a dinner bell. You need to have a little bit of noise and a little bit of shine. And the darker it gets, the shinier it gets. So when I go down to a really dark water, something that's, I can only see my jig in 2 to 3 feet, I want something as bright and as shiny as possible. Color's not important once it gets that dark. Where color is important to you is back up when it's clear. That's when you're going to want to match the hatch. So in the clear water, matching the hatch is important, and I like to use a dark color or a completely opposite, which is a little contrasting in what I'm saying, but a clear lure. Sometimes this will bring them in a lot further and clearer because they can see it further. It doesn't need a lot of flash. It just needs a lot of shape, and this gives a lot of shadow and shape, which is what they're looking for. And sometimes in a really clear lake where they're really finicky, having less obvious is better. But these are the two choices I'd use in a very clear lake. So why is silver more important in a murkier water? Well, they can't see in the dark as nice when it's, if you think about it that way. We can't see in the dark and we need a little bit of shadow and a little bit of flash to see what we're doing. Well, this is what's happening when you use a shinier, brighter lure. So the darker the water, you need to let them know that it's there. So having the shinier lure in a darker, dirtier water, that's what's more important. And that's our tip for today. And please subscribe on my channel and like us on Facebook. And if you have any questions or comments, please do them below. I'll answer them right away. Thanks for watching.